Hello everyone, welcome back to Granny Yoga. This week we have our super fun counter practice for you. So all you need is a stable surface. If you're not able to practice in your kitchen or from a countertop, you can use the back of a chair, a tabletop, just something that's not going to move as you push away and use it for leverage. Possible option for a prop would be just a towel. You can get a thick, cozy bathroom towel, and this just kind of helps cushion our hands here as we use the edge of the countertop to stretch and breathe together. So have a glass of water, grab what you need, and let's get started. All right, everybody, welcome back. So we're going to begin our counterbalance practice just by finding our base that we're going to be working from today. So you might be familiar with this if you've practiced counterbalance before, but we want to step away from the counter, stacking our hips right over our ankles, and then reaching our arms out nice and long. So notice here as I'm getting settled in that my hips, knees, and ankles are all nicely stacked over each other. And I have this long reach here in my arms, but I'm not bearing any weight on the counter. And I'm not also dumping forward in my feet. I can still wave my toes, and the counter is just here for support. Okay, so this is the base that we'll work from. You can use your towel here to support your hands. I'm going to go ahead and find that nice high plank. So pulling the hips forward and creating this straight line from crown all the way down to your heels, and just start warming up by pedaling out through the feet. And let's land here together just with a couple deep breaths, side out, in through the nose. Side out, awesome. Two more just like that. Full big breath in, biggest breath you've taken today, in through the nose. Then let it go. Beautiful. I'm just going to be rolling up through the bottoms of my feet, stretching out the calves and the Achilles as we're warming up through our joints and our legs. Excellent. Go ahead and bring your hands off the counter and just take a couple rotations in your wrist. Make some circles one way and then reverse those, take them the other way. Connect here with that in and out through the nose. We're going to use that yogi breath for our practice. Nice full body breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Maybe just shake off the shoulders a little bit. We'll be getting some nice deep stretching here in the shoulders, but let's add a little movement into that joint just to warm it up. Beautiful. All right, reaching here towards the edge of your counter and creating this high plank, straight line, crown to heel. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart. We're opening up through the throat. Nice long puppy belly stretch here from our chin all the way down to our belly button. Take a big breath in. And exhale, send the hips back. Now you can keep your arms on the edge of the countertop here if you want to get a little bend in your elbows, but you can also use the counter to support the forearms and melt the head between the shoulders. So just kind of play here, finding what works well for you. Gaze is going to be dialed down to the floor, so we're nice and long in the back of our neck, in through the nose and out through the nose. Excellent. Tuck the chin and roll yourself all the way back up to that nice high plank. And then inhale, let's create a little flow here. Lift the chin. Exhale, send it back. Sinking all the way down here, and at the bottom of that exhale, tuck the chin and roll yourself back up. Let's create a flow that matches your breath, your pace. We're just digging into the whole spine here, working each little vertebrae. tuck the chin, roll it up. It's kind of like a counterbalance cat-cow. Inhale, opening in the front body. Exhale, sending those hips back, melting the head down, tucking the chin. Great job. So wherever you are, just follow the pace of your breath and take 2 more full rounds. Notice that you're not locking out your knees. And I'm not going to rush you here, so really take your time to finish your flow, finish your full breaths, and we'll just kind of meet here, pedaling it out. So when you get here, you get here. One of the things about, I'm always a little behind in yoga, and I'm taking a class or something, I think I breathe slow. There's nothing worse than being like right in the middle of a transition and the teacher moves on, you're like, oh, so finish what you're doing, I'll meet you here. Excellent. All right, we're going to get nice and heavy here in the heels, straight line, nice and tall in the spine. Now, I'm going to practice a little bit of a push-up against the countertop. I need a little bit more space, so I'm going to dial my feet back just a tad. Beautiful. So again, notice that I'm nice and long, a little bit of a reach here, finding that flat back, and I'm going to bring my upper body down towards the counter like a little push-up. So notice that my elbows aren't moving out like this. They're staying snuggled in down close to my side. And if you're here and this is all you can offer today, this is great. We still have a contraction in our bicep, just holding our body weight up against the countertop. So if you're with me, find your edge. Maybe you just lower yourself down 2 inches. That's wonderful. There's no prize for doing the full push-up. And press away. Great job. Lower back down, and when you meet your edge here, we're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Push yourself away and then meld the head between the shoulders. Great job. In and out through the nose. And then roll yourself back up. Nice and tall here. We're going to create a little flow with our push-up and our toes. So come up on your toes here as high as you can, reaching up, and then lower those heels back down and draw yourself to your edge. Beautiful. Press away, lift, lower, lower, lift. Beautiful. Lift, lower, lower, and lift. Excellent. Reaching up through the toes, lowering back down with control, bringing yourself to the counter, pushing back up. Excellent. Let's do this 2 more times. Excellent. Press yourself away. Last time. Oh, big breath in and send those hips back. Beautiful. Now, give yourself a little bend in your knees here, dropping the hips down, maybe kind of arching in that low back. Notice how this feels for you. You can bring your hands to the edge of the counter. Beautiful. And then I'm going to roll myself all the way back up, head over heart. Gorgeous. Okay, let's step up right here next to the countertop and take a little bit of a wider stance here. So whatever kind of feels cozy to you, a little bit of a wider stance here. And inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart. Exhale, just take a little forward fold here. If you're right next to the counter, you're not going to have much space before your head hits the counter, but just kind of creating this length in the spine. Notice how my shoulders are not up here and they're drawn back away from the ears. Excellent. And then I'm going to bring the head back over the heart. Now, just a little bit of a bend in the knee on each side, and you're just going to kind of rock yourself side to side, bending into those knees, and not extend. We don't want to extend the knee over the big toe. We want to keep our hips nice and back. Maybe each time you're finding just a little bit more depth. This is something that you could do anytime. Anytime you have like a short little chore that you're doing in your kitchen and you're waiting on something, you just roll on up to your countertop and do a little bit of yoga. Excellent. Let's just take 2 more breaths. Excellent. And I'm going to bring myself back up to center. I'm going to heel toe my way in just about a little bit wider here than hip width apart. And I'm going to keep my toes going out. And we're going to practice just a little bit of squat. Counter is our best buddy here in squat. And so bend your knees, drop the hips. And we're not going all the way down. We're just kind of melting the hips down, maybe halfway, pressing yourself back up. Okay? We're going to be activating just a little bit of heat in our hips and our legs. Draw yourself down. Press yourself back up. Now, if you need to adjust like how close you're standing to the counter or whatever, do that here. I'm thinking I'm taking a little bit more space. Gorgeous. Drop the hips. Press it back up. You can hear little puppy Copper. He's not really a puppy, but he's so cute. Okay, last time we're going to find our edge. Maybe you're able to drop the hips all the way down, but maybe not. Maybe you're just a little bit high. That's all good. You're finding your edge. That's the exploration today, is where am I at? Find that edge. One big breath. And then lift yourself back up. Now, please don't be intimidated. I know that's really deep for a lot of people to find that full squat, and so maybe this was your expression, and I just want you to know that is perfect, right? Well, we're not going for perfect, but whatever you can offer today is perfect, says Amelia. Okay, I'm going to bring my feet back in underneath my hips. Find that base here in your practice. Excellent. Little high plank, nice straight line, crown to heel. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart. Exhale, melt it back. Gorgeous. Nice little break here in this posture, just kind of catching our breath. If you ever get here and there's like extra movement, maybe you want to sort of shift the hips back and forth. Maybe you want to try to pedal through the knees. Actually, try pedaling through the knees. It's amazing. It feels great. Kind of digs a little bit deeper into the side body. Alrighty, and then we're gonna roll ourselves all the way back up. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna shift my weight over into that right foot, and I'm gonna lift that left leg back. Now, you can go up as high as you possibly can, but I want you to just think of keeping those toes dialed down. Down, down, down. We're not opening the hip like this. We're keeping the toes dialed down. Find your lift. Take a breath. And then step it up. Excellent. Now we have this nice stretch coming down the back of that right leg. I'm going to step my foot back just a little bit. You can do that if you want to deepen that stretch in the right leg, or if you want a little bit more space. Enjoying this nice deep stretch here. Excellent. And then I'm going to press away with this left foot, straightening out through that leg. And I'm going to hinge from the hips and bring the upper body down. Now, don't lock out this knee. Give yourself a little bit of space. Maybe kiss your forehead to the counter. Nice long stretch in the back of this left leg. In through the nose and out through the nose. We don't want to rush through this here, giving these long muscles an opportunity to stretch, open up. Plus, this is like one of my favorite counter stretches, so I always give it just a little bit of extra time. Let's take one more breath, and maybe on this last breath you can just gently draw yourself down a little bit deeper. Excellent. Let's bring the upper body up, sweep that left foot back, pedal it out. Let's shake that off here with a little pedal. Gorgeous. All right, plant through the heels. I'm going to lift the right leg up nice and high, just for fun. Keeping those toes dialed down. Maybe you can kind of see where your stretch and lift is here. And then swing that right foot up. Notice that I'm landing with a little bit of a bend here in that front knee. Deep stretch down the back of that left leg. Alrighty, I'm going to press through that right foot, straighten out the leg, and come on down, hinging from the hips. And again, just bring your hand down maybe and unlock that knee. We want to give ourselves just a little space, a little micro bend. So it might look straight, but there's some space in that joint here. Bring the upper body down. Alrighty, take 2 more breaths. And remember, maybe use that last breath just to kind of lower yourself a little bit closer. I'm going to press myself back up. Beautiful, beautiful. Send the right foot back and pedal it out. That pyramid stretch is really amazing if you have a lot of walking or something that you're doing today where you're going to be on your feet. This practice is going to be really helpful because we're doing a lot of leg and hip work. Okie dokie, I'm going to step up to the counter, just a little bit closer to the counter. My feet are going to land here about hip width apart. Alrighty, and we're going to practice a chair pose. Now, chair pose is going to heat up the quads, alright? So just want you to know what you can expect. You can trust me. I'm not going to leave you to die with your quads on fire. We'll keep it moving so we can get into that heat, but also kind of come out of it and restore just a little bit. So trust me here. So nice and long in the spine, and I'm going to sit the hips back. So notice that I'm not pitching myself forward, right? In my chair pose, I'm nice and rooted in the heels, toes are wiggly, nice and long in the spine. Sit those hips down, find your edge. Excellent. I'm gonna plant through, doesn't matter, my right hand, and I'm gonna open up my left arm to the back, maybe taking your gaze with you. So we're twisting in the torso here. Try not to bring your knees with you. Keep your knees, your hips, everything dialed forward. So maybe that only allows you to open up, say, this much, and that's all right? So it's not how fast can I twist around. It's keeping the structure here in the low body, opening up that opposite shoulder, taking your gaze, taking one big breath. Swing it back around. Great, let's release that here, shake it off. Okay, root through the heels and drop the hips back down. Excellent. I'm going to use this left hand for stability and open up to the right side. Beautiful. Bring that back around and stand up, shake it off. Okay, one more time. This time as we come into chair, we're gonna find that seat and we're gonna do both sides opening up. So go ahead, squat down, nice and stable here on the counter. Inhale, twist open to the left. Exhale, swing that back around. Gorgeous. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, swing that back around. Okay, shake it off. Okay, last time. I might have already said last time, but this is actually our last time. So be sure that you just make the most of it, right? It only takes 2 breaths. So find your edge, nice and low. Inhale, open up to the left. Exhale, bring it around to center. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, bring it around to center. Great job, shake it off. Beautiful. Let's step back. Just take one more little flow before we wrap our practice up today. So nice straight line, crown to heels. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart. Exhale, send it back. Drop the knees. Big breath in, opening in the side body and the ribs. Exhale. Roll yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, roll it up. Beautiful. One more time, lifting up through the chin. Send the hips back. You can take a full body breath here, maybe playing with bending in your knees, and then find that next inhale in and roll yourself all the way up to the top. Beautiful job today. Thank you so much for joining me for counter practice. It's a lot of fun, just kind of switching things up from the mat or the chair. And you know, if you have limited mobility sometimes where you can't get up and down off the floor, this is such a wonderful way to practice yoga and really get deep into those muscles and joints without having to put a lot of direct pressure on those muscles and joints. So such an honor to have you. The love, the light in me sees and honors the love and light in each one of you. Namaste.